Alright, let's get started because I have some fiddling to do with the picture on before we really get going. My audio seems really loud. I'm gonna just fiddle with it a little. I'm fiddling with it badly. So the picture looks, well, this picture looks fine. This little side picture is a little bit mad. So, if you've joined us for Friday Tea Time at the desk before, you'll notice that I have a second camera set up. This may be madness, and it is already slightly annoying because I can't plug in my mouse, so I'm trying to use my laptop touchpad while my laptop's resting on a spinny table next to my pottery, and it's all questionable. We'll see how well it goes. If you guys hate the second camera, tell me, and I will unplug it and plug my mouse in so I can get ceramics on that instead. Anyway, Friday tea time. Double cameras. Multiple. Yeah, turns out I have two webcams. This one is not as good. But yeah, I thought the second, because what I find when I do these often is that when you're only looking straight down, let's actually straighten that out. Just when you're only looking straight down, it's hard for me to show you all of the details of something, especially when it reaches a point where I can't pick it up easily and turn it. And the sheep bulls are going to be that. Because once I get to putting the little legs on, we're going to have to prop them. It's going to be an adventure. So to see if it works, we've got a second camera. And to test our second camera setup, we're going to have show and tell. Just going to do a little bit of showing you things that are actually fired that we did on previous streams. So we'll start, because the axolotl, we all remember, but at the end of axolotl stream, we did this quail with a top hat. Oh, camera does not like to focus. Okay, well, this camera doesn't. We won't hold anything near that camera. Good to know. As I said, it's not as good. So we have a quail and a top hat. All finished. He has a lovely satin black top hat. Finished quail. And now I'm tethered to the computer with the thing. So where's the quail going to go? Back here. Go back here. And then we have the large axolotl that we made with his happy little face. Went for an albino / leucistic one. And yeah, I feel like he turned out. Let's nudge that way slightly. Yeah. I feel like he turned out pretty well. Oh no, it's my little camera stand's foot's in the shot. Yeah, sure. That's not going to fall over or anything. There we go. So, I'm super pleased with how he turned out. And I will take good pictures of them and put them in the shop at some point, hopefully over this weekend. But it means I need to get out like a proper photo set, which I did not have time to do this week. He needs somewhere even safer to go. He can live over here. Just putting him on on a bookshelf behind me. So, because I was using my laptop's touchpad, I haven't gotten the clay out yet. So you guys get to hear the the sound of plastic. We're gonna go and use the same clay we used for the axolotl, the red clay with grog, because their legs held up really well. On the axolotl, which makes me think that my slightly questionable sheep concept would be well served. It also means that I'm going to definitely get this red clay all over my laptop. So, spare it your thoughts and well wishes. And gotta put it away. I feel like, did I have just any leftover red clay laying around back here? No, what color are you? You are buff. Not red at all. And that's an empty plastic bag. Cool. So, sheep bowls. Let's try to get 2 sheep bowls that are roughly the same size, because I think I kind of want to make a set. Yeah, I always end up with my computer equipment covered in clay after these streams. Yeah, if any of you were hardcore skink or beetle advocates, don't worry. Those will come up again. I often have to figure out how to pad my list of ideas. All right, let's slap some clay off screen and try not to wobble the table. Did I show you there? So there's I put the sketch on Twitter. Here's the sort of general. This is all the planning I've done, y'all. This is it. Just this computer printout of me going, yeah, sure, sheep bowl. That'll be fine. So we're winging it because you know, that's how art is made. Let me know if this audio is really frustrating. I am sorry. I'm creating a circle. And this is the best way to do it, is to essentially slap the clay. And then I'm going to try and make sure that they're the same size. Oh, I'm glad, Hannah, that I'm accidentally clapping with clay in time to the music that you're listening to. I am not listening to music, and I don't have headphones on, because I'm trying to get used to hearing myself talk to myself while streaming without wearing noise-canceling headphones. So we'll see how it goes. One of those is clearly bigger than the other. But we can solve that. Similar weight, maybe. This is not a great process to do late at night. If, like me, you're a night owl and you live with someone who likes to go to bed earlier, it's a little bit loud and disruptive. And I feel guilty about it. There we go. These seem like they're probably about the right size. My arms are really tired now. This is sad. I'm out of shape from the holidays. okay. Good. So the question is, how are we going to make a good bowl? I was going to use maybe a bowl mold, but then I definitely didn't get one out because I forgot. So I think we're just going to start with the kind of, these might actually both be kind of large. These are like soup bowl size. I feel like I don't want soup bowl shape. I feel like maybe. And I could be wrong and this could be a mistake, but I'm doing it. And we can find out together if I'm making a mistake. I think we're gonna have like snack bowl shape instead. You know. More like this scale feels right. Partly because scale and weight. I want to put them. You'll notice from the sketch that I've done something dangerous. That I've put them standing on little tiny sheep legs. The bowl is lifted off the ground by little tiny sheep legs. That's going to be a real problem. It's going to be hard to do, and that is our challenge for today. So I think maybe smaller bowls will be less likely to collapse in a very problematic way. That's my explanation for this choice. I'm sticking to it. Yeah, they'll be slightly. Hi, Figment's Maid. They'll be slightly chunky, but I still want them to have that kind of little springy shape. So I don't want them to be too thick. The teapot sketch that I put up, I couldn't come up with a way to make those legs anything but really thick and chunky. But these I kind of want to still be a little fiddly. Have a plan. It might not be a good plan, but it is a plan. And I will attempt to follow it and see what happens. And that plan involves building a little stand and putting the feet on last, and using the little stand made of clay with like a piece of paper in between to help them all dry with the legs on the ground. Yeah, although they're going to be kind of flat and fluffy, and Auntie Shepherd's sheep are a little bit less fluffy because they're a heritage breed. Somehow these are not the same size anymore. Somehow, during the course of cutting it in half, I ruined it. But I mean, they're all sheep tableware is not life size, so I'm not really concerned about scale so much as I want to try my weird hard thing in a way that won't definitely fail. Because I do try and do things on the stream that I'm pretty sure won't fail, for the sake of, I don't know, entertainment and also vanity. I like to have things that succeed for the most part. A weight scale, yes, Hannah. In fact, that is how one is supposed to do it. You are supposed to have a weight scale and weigh your clay, but I don't. So I'm eyeballing it and using my hands. And this one's still a little bit bigger. But yes, one ought to use a weight scale and have lumps of clay that weigh the exact same, especially if you're going to make multiples of the same thing. For example, when I'm throwing like snake bugs, I weigh the clay so that I'm starting with the same amount of clay for each mug so that I know that each mug will be roughly an 8-ounce mug. Well, 8 to 9, depending on how good I am that day at throwing, because I am far from a production potter. Okay, saying it's close enough. So yeah, here's the fun. I'm really looking forward to using this particular clay because it's a nice red. It fires a nice dark red. Like it's the same one I used for the axolotl I showed you. So his little feet. So I'm looking forward to the idea of leaving the faces and leg just raw clay, and sort of glazing the wool areas how I want, either white or black or a dark brown. So I think that this clay will actually be really nice for sheeps. So now we're going to do a thing that I'm bad at. Just make a pinch pot. Basically, I'm making a pinch bowl. And it's not a thing I'm good at. It's a thing I'm functionally bad at. You'd think that it would be simple enough that it would be fine. But somehow it's not. Somehow it's a skill that I don't have. So let's watch me try and carefully make a bowl. Yeah, I don't know if people have a sheep color preference. If people identify with certain sheep colors. I guess I'm gonna guess that my demographic identify as black sheep of their families. I feel like it's possible that that's how we're self-identifying. Okay, random. Just order. It's a random color sheep. If I had more time, I've considered doing sort of essentially. Ooh, we're starting to crack. Essentially doing custom orders, where it's like here's this thing. You'll get one, but it'll be the color that you pick, and a whole new one just for you. But that would take me like months to get to. So it does not seem like it would be feasible. So the nice thing about the grog in this clay is that it's helping. See, even though it's cracking, it's not falling apart. It's holding together pretty well. So I can fiddle with the shape that I'm doing here without being too worried that I'm gonna go too thin and it's gonna collapse. But yeah, I think that custom glazing would be fun. Something that I was thinking more of. So I'm still working on that chameleon that I posted on Twitter a million years ago, where the idea is to make a press mold so I can just make a chameleon quickly. And so that kind of thing. How are we doing here? Do we feel like a sheep? The nice thing about pinch pots is that the reason that I wanted to do it this way is because I get kind of the woolly texture to start that I think will help. But yeah, having something that's faster to make with a custom glaze is a little bit more reasonable, I think. All right. Oh, now we're getting a little bit soft. Time to move on to the other one. I want a kind of a round edge on the bottom. And then kind of smooth on the end. Okay. The added water has made that soft. We're just going to put that there for a second because we have to do another one. Well, that one sets. So, can I do the same thing again and make it look mostly the same? No one knows. Oh, I wish I had a mod so I could block that bot without getting clay all over my my computer. There we go. Done. Fixed. The first clay on the computer has arrived. I don't know how to do that, Hannah. I assume that it's harder than I can do with my thumb and the side of my hand. But next time I'll make that happen. I don't get a lot of bots so far, so I don't know. That's different. I'll pretend it's a sign of popularity. Anyway, there are icons next to all of your names, and one of them is just a ban icon. So so that part's easy. Oh no, it's like make Hannah the Sheriff of Nottingham. With great power comes great responsibility. But I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I've needed to monitor anything. Yeah. Oh no, Hannah the bribable moderator. Just give her a cookie and hope for the best. I feel like there's a trick to doing this that I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of pinch pot process that I'm functionally unaware of. But I'm doing my best. And it looks like a bowl for the most part. Oh no. Our craft is imagining Hannah as Galadriel with the one ring. Oh dear. Oh, I've drifted completely out of the second camera. Alright. So these feel like they are, in fact, like about the same size. They aren't radically different. I'm feeling okay about it. I'm having to smooth out the cracks that are happening up here, which is, I think, just the clay. Makeup, not my process, but I don't know. It could be my process. There's probably a way to avoid that. I don't know what it is. Possibly I went too far too fast. I don't know. But now I have. Now I have two bowls. They're roughly similar. Need to perk this one up a little bit. So yeah, 2 bowls. I'm not super mad about them. They seem largely what I was anticipating. Just gonna smooth them down again and then set them aside because we're gonna do sheep faces. All right. I was trying to think of something clever to say about Galadriel, the one thing in chat, but I don't know, I failed, and then I just trailed off, and then it was too long, and now here we are. The moment has passed. And we're gonna, okay, let's move some bowls out of the way. Let's see, bring some sculpting tools up here. All right. Yeah, I was just like, oh, Lord of the Ring joke. I don't know. I don't really have one. I don't know. Making a bowl. This is all right. So what I'm doing, in case you're curious, because I've gone off camera accidentally, is I'm attempting to use just sort of pulling off a piece of this ball to kind of give myself a general idea of sheep face scale. Because it's gotta attach on the bowl and look sort of natural. So I'm kind of using the whole of the clay as a reference. To get my basic sheep shape sort of figured out. And then I'll cut it off at the end and do it again with the other side. Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings jokes while hiking. Good old Lord of the Rings elves and all their weird special skills. Okay, sheep, basic sheep. As I said, I did not do a lot of planning. So basic sheep is gonna probably be a little bit of a. We're gonna find the sheep that's in this clay. We're gonna bring out the sheep that was always there. Together, based on this one very small sketch I've done. So so kind of, and then nose, and then mouth. That's kind of. Let's see if I can get a camera to show you that. Well, I've drawn a sheep on here. It's not very dark. It's probably not the camera's fault. It feels too small. Feels too small. We need a bigger sheep face. Okay. Yeah, well, it turns out that almost everything in basis is shaped kind of like a quail, which is just a football. Quails are just football shaped. American football, not soccer ball. Sorry, Europe. We've renamed all of our sports to confuse you. So like, kind of there. Make him a little bit longer. There. Okay. Sheep face. Ear. Wool. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use this as a reference quickly. Okay, a little sheep face is about 2, 3, 4. Say 4.5 times the size of the bowl. Just 1, 2, 3. Okay, no, it's fine. It's clearly perfectly normal. Good. Oh, I have to catch up on chat. A single game used to last. Okay, a single game of football used to last 4 days. It was played in the woods, and people died. And the ball had pom poms for some reason. And the team, it's like capture. It's like angry medieval capture the flag football. Oh my goodness. Whenever Hannah's here, we learn something exciting and new about medieval times. It's more fun than seeing jousting and having a feast. Okay. That's kind of basic sheep positioning here. Good. Now, let's see if we can get the little details in here. We want a little bit of a brow ridge kind of. And then kind of fix the nostril shape there. Oh no, we aren't convinced if there are swords involved in medieval football, but they would pick one guy and strap him to a pyre, and he has to recite a speech before he goes up in flames. That's really dark. Oh no, hello, Tenji3. Sheep. Sheep. Sheep and second camera. As I said, if anyone's mad about the second camera or it's not working, do say so, because it's harder than having one camera, and if you don't like it, I won't do it. Okay, second camera. Second camera is love. Second camera is good. Fine, I see what's happened here. Okay, we're gonna drop that in the water bowl. We're gonna cut the sheep head off of the. Carefully remove the sheep head. So there's, and then he's kind of gonna go. Let's delicately pick up a bowl. He's kind of gonna go on the bowl a little bit like that. I'm gonna have to adjust him because I want one of them to look up and one of them to look down. But that's the plan. I think we're gonna need to make the bowls a little bit taller. But that's okay. Surely that's a thing I can do. Gonna try it right now. See if I fail. No, I mean that feels taller. Feels like I've done the thing. I feel pretty okay about that. Wait, what happened? We've right. It's okay. We're surgeons. We can reattach it. Because we have to do another. We have to do a second sheep head. We're doing 2 bowls simultaneously. I don't know why I thought that was the way this should go. I would like to lie to you and say that I thought this out and I decided that it would be the best way to let things set for an appropriate amount of time between when I work on adding things and propping things up. But no, it's just random. What is, oh dear. Okay, let's rein in the decapitation, chat. Let's I know that's not a sentence I thought I'd say out loud to people, but let's Quail is much Hannah, you read a lot of very dark, worrying children's books, is all I'm saying. I have concerns. I was at your stream on Wednesday. I know what's happening. Okay, so this is gonna be grazing sheep, so he's gonna kind of we're gonna head him downwards. Like this drawing I made. This very quick sketch I made to be like, look, a sheep bowl. And here's the thing. The really frustrating thing is that I'm going to like that stupid sketch more than I like the finished sheep bowl. And that will be that you won't agree with me. It'll be a completely arbitrary thing. It's just a thing that happens to me a lot. You'll be like, this sheep bowl is fine, I don't understand what you're talking about. And I'll be like, but the sketch was so lively and it had such charm. Quail Thulu is precious. And what good are Quailden if there's not an eldritch chore to fight? This is true. Oh, so I haven't been that mad at my camera so far this stream, so that's cool. But I was gonna use my camera anger as the way that I reminded everyone I have a Patreon. So failing that, let's talk about Patreon, because Quail Thulu reminded me I have a Patreon, y'all. I stream every week on Friday for 3 hours. The prep for that usually takes about an hour over the course of the week, with posting polls and doing sketches and planning what I'm going to do. And to keep doing that, it would really help if you guys donated. That way I can keep devoting time every week to setting up a stream. If you donate at the $5 level, you get sketch requests like Quail Thulu. So we will either do a stream every once in a while, or I'll post a thread on Patreon asking for requests, and I'll do sketches. Some of these sketches are already up in posts on Patreon at full resolution as coloring book pages, so you too could color a Quail Thulu or a Quailodin or a lady with fawn boobs, because that's a thing I drew last week. So there's that. At the $10 level, you get that, and you also get a quarterly 5x7 print in the actual mail. And in the future, I'm hoping to have a higher level where I send you stuff like ceramic charms, but I haven't worked out how to do that yet. It's true, Artcraft made me draw a Camelociraptor. You too could make me draw horrifying animal hybrids. Here's a funny story. The fawn boob lady is the most liked post I've ever had on Twitter. I was really concerned that would be the thing that went viral. I was like, you know what? Twitter, I don't understand you anymore. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going on. I had no idea that was the thing. I was like, well, this is the thing for Twitter, I guess, is biblical humor, biblical pun humor is the thing that Twitter has been waiting for, I guess, this whole time. Fair enough. Twitter is weird. That is true. In fact, that's the part about it I like. I like that Twitter is weird because it helps sort of balance out the fact that Twitter is also Nazis, which is disheartening. But Twitter is reliably weird. Twitter created Sheep Guana. Twitter got really excited about Fawn Boob Lady. Okay, how am I doing for sheep? Let's compare sheep. Yeah, feel like twinsies. Get some sheep details here to remind myself where it goes. Ear. No, it's bad eye. There, sheep eye. Wool, nose, mouth, ear, eye. Okay. Good. Science time. Oh no. Chat, I'm sorry, I'm slow to keep up with you today. I had to get up at 8 this morning for a plumber. And that turned into a whole thing, and now I'm a little bit like, I don't know, I'm making sheep. It's cool. It'll be fine. Reading is the first skill to go. I like it when you guys are chatty. It's more fun when you're chatty. But I'm dyslexic, so the first skill to go when I'm tired is reading comprehension. So I'm glancing over there occasionally, and then riffing on whatever I've seen until I glance over again and you're on a new topic. Okay, we have 2 disembodied sheep heads. One is a grazing sheep. One is a looking up sheep. In fact, let's break out the sharp thing and trim this a little bit more. A little bit more specifically. There we go. More looking up. Oh no, I've killed the chat. They're like, oh no, we better stop. Better catch up. It's okay. Keep talking. Keep chatting. All right, let's some sheep ears. Yeah, pro skills rolling 2 clay balls at the same time. There we go. Sheep ears. We'll fix those in a second. Ramen, soup. Now everyone in chat is hungry. Oh dear. What has happened? I ordered Indian food. I've already eaten. That's fair. We did bring up cookies. And that's what happens when you bring up cookies. You start to regret that you don't have any. Oops. Have I just... I forgot there was a second camera. Put a lump of clay directly in front of it. Just fix that. Yeah, that's fair. You did that to yourself. You're responsible for your own desire for cookies. Okay. Just gonna have some tea. Because I'm a little thirsty. Okay. Attaching. You know what? Let's do this properly. Where's my thing? There's my thing. Let's use slip and scoring and make sure that the ears join properly. I know they're just circles, but trust me, they'll be ears in a second. But let's do the thing right, shall we? Oh, now I have to remember how sheep ears work. Let's see. Kind of, oops. They have kind of the attachment in the back and then they come up. I did not draw them efficiently or with a desire to see how they actually worked. I just drew kind of cartoon bunny ears and left it at that. I feel like I need to move. I'm gonna just adjust the camera, friends, a little bit because I feel like I'm holding, as I try and hold things closer to myself, I think I'm off camera. So let's solve the problem. Get me back on screen. Add some water because we're sort of cracking. Put ears on second sheep. This is like a weird weird snail sheep thing going on here. You know, trying to just add clay in the most efficient way possible without totally crushing the shape of the head. I could have made fully formed separate ears, but then I felt like they would probably come apart, oops, when I tried to attach them. So we're doing it this way. I did warn you guys, I did not have a plan. At least not a good one. Not a good or complete plan. So it is what it is. What will be, will be. And we will hope for the best. Just gonna form an ear-like shape. I need to go a little bit farther back on the head. There we go. Added too much water. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Work with what we've done. Ah, que sera, sera. Yep, that's possibly the only pun you can do with my name. Don't take that as a challenge, chat. I regret saying it even already. Even as I said it, I was like, that was a mistake. It's just gonna be puns with my name for the rest of chat now. Okay. So sheep ears, sheep faces. So I kind of need these to set a little bit, I think, now that I've attached them. So since it is coming right up on 4, we're more or less on schedule. But I think that what I will do is take a sort of an early break. Usually take a break around 4:30 to make more tea. But I want to let this sit for a second before I fiddle more with it. And I don't want to move on to the legs yet because they're going to be thin and they're going to dry faster. So I kind of want to do those last. So I think that what I'm going to do is leave these to sit for a minute, pinch some of this off. It's a bit too much ear there. Leave them to sit for a second, make some more tea, and take my break a little bit early. So I'm going to take maybe a 5-minute break, just make some more tea, let the water I've added to these to sort of smooth them and pull them out, dry out just a little bit so they're a little bit less squishy. So I can go back in and add some detail. And I'll be back in a minute. Well, 5 minutes, but let's see how much clay I get on my computer while I try and turn on the break screen. Doing my knuckles on a touchpad, which is not break time. Break time, yes. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Be back soon. All right, got some tea. Break time turned off. There we go. Break time over. Melvin, excellent. I like it. Break time over. Tea time resumes. More tea. If anyone's curious, I am drinking Oriental Beauty Oolong that was sent to me by Hannah, that I forgot I had, and then found on a shelf in my cabinet just now and was like, yay, fancy oolong. So I'm having that. And it's very nice. I hope everyone took this break opportunity to start soup, add things to soup, make dinner, and ideally make cookies. But now we're back to work on some sheep ears. So sheep ears. I think I need this tool. I think I need my little rubber spatula tool. Sheep ears kind of go like that, right? And then they've got, they're like horse ears. They have like sort of an attachment muscle and then they come up. I'm telling myself that's the like side view, like they've got that sort of muscle there, and then they're thusly. Hello, they might be scientists. Doc, which is not your name. it's your title, I guess. But Holland, you are Doc in my personal monologue. Hope that's okay. If it helps, Auntie Shepherd is Shep. You're Doc and Shep. Yay! I'm glad that you could join us. We are working on sheep bowls. I'm making sheep ears with very little planning. So I'm kind of making sheep ears from memory. I feel like they're actually set way lower. I feel like they're actually more like down there. More like I have to make sure the sheep ears match. Oh dear. Because I took some off the top of that one. So let's see. Sheep ears. Sheep ears. I mean, those sheep have kind of big ears, right? Yeah, some sheep have huge bunny ears. Those sheep are adorable. But I'm going for kind of a middle of the road. I mean, not a cartoon sheep, basically. We're basically kind of a cartoon sheep. Because we can only do so much in hand sculpted ceramic. But yes, border Lancasters look like bunny sheep, and they have the best ears. This is true. I cannot argue the glory. Okay, but they're set because they've got kind of a yeah, they're set kind of there. I feel like that's kind of more. Oh look, now we're to the part of the stream where I yell at my camera to focus. Aha! Oh, it had it for a second. But yeah. So that feels like where sheep ears kind of go. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling pressure now that the sheep scientist is here. Can't mess up the sheep now. Now there's expectations. Oh, that was too much water. I regret, but it's been done. It's been done, and we'll move on to sheep number 2 while I wait for my mistakes to fix themselves. Okay, looking up sheep. Just set that there for. What I find really interesting, complete tangent, is the color difference between camera 1 and camera 2. That's my random thought for today. Okay, we need to fix the thing is, I feel like I put circles where the ears went, and then I did not attach them to those circles. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. This is our grazing sheep. Oh, I did the thing. Got my hand too wet. I'll just get some sheep. Oh, this clay got much harder than the other one. That's weird, given that they were sitting in the exact same place, attached to the same sheep. Cool. Well, that's fine. Yeah, the camera color is the difference. Well, this camera is sad. It's a sad bad camera that I replaced with this camera, which I yell at for its focus, but is actually okay quality. Hey, if you join Patreon, the first goal is $200 a month, at which point I will try and figure out how to make this whole camera streaming setup like really nice. There's a way to make this like a much cleaner, higher resolution video, but it probably involves a box that processes the video from like an SLR and then sends it to it'll be a whole thing. But I live in the land of fiber internet, so I could do it. I could stream it. It could happen. But I can't justify buying the equipment. But I'm glad everybody's enjoying the second camera. That was my innovation for today. I thought, you know what? I could just plug this old webcam in and give you guys a side view of what's going on. And I wouldn't constantly be having to awkwardly hold things sideways for the overhead camera. That makes everything a little bit easier. Okay. Where's one of my many clay tools? For reference, when I say many clay tools, I mean this is my little tool cup. And then there's some more sitting around on the table. These are the ones that I have pulled out for today. It's good to have a bunch of tools. I don't usually use these rubber ones much for ceramics, actually. I don't know why exactly, because they're actually pretty nice for it in the right circumstance. But I use them more for polymer clay stuff. I'm off. I'm gonna try and stay on camera again. Okay. Yes, sheep ear. I'm feeling pretty good about you now. I'm actually kind of liking this texture that like this little sort of fuzz texture that I'm getting with this tool. So I think I'm going to keep it and not smooth it out. I'm going to let it stay rough in there. There we go. Take a moment to shout out to the people who are watching but not chatting, including my mom. Hi, Mom. She'll text me afterwards to tell me how I did. So let's see. Sheep, yes. Good sheep. Good sheep ears. I'm feeling confident about your ears. I'm going back to, they look a little bit like deer ears, which I think is fair. That's the same kind of blunted a little bit, I think, and then yeah. Separate that in. Oh, we reached the part of the stream where I just narrate moment to moment what I'm doing. Just fine. That's why. That may actually be why I have an easier time talking over sculpture streams than I do over digital art streams. It may be because there's more to say about what I'm doing. There's more reason behind all of it. Okay. Ears. I think we want to perk your ears up because you're not grazing, you're looking at us. So let's, yeah. Perky sheep ears. Perky sheep, and grazing sheep. Sheeps. All right, let's do some fiddly, annoying sheep details. Okay, let's see if I can. So let's see, eye, and then sheep. Oh, it's time for the wooden stick. There we go. Sheep noses they're a little bit like bunny noses, actually. They come together in the front. Okay, this currently reminds me like of a moose, which I think is hilarious. I've made a sheep moose. I think it's the nose. It's this view right here. I don't know if the camera can. It looks like baby moose. Anyway. We'll tidy that up. Okay. Tiny metal stick. I don't know why I whispered that. Sorry, it's time for focus. I don't want to mess up my sheep nose lines. Gotta be quiet. Focus on my lines. Yes, there we go. Sheep nose. I'm imagining this. Yes. Megafauna sheep. The best. Hannah, that's what you should do megafauna for your next stream, and you should do megafauna sheep. Yes. Heard your sheep moose. Imagine how much wool a sheep moose would give you. It would be so much wool. So much wool. This sheep is a little disgruntled, and I'm not sure that I feel any desire to change that. It is just a little... He's just a little unhappy. It's just a slightly disgruntled sheep. I think I'm keeping him that way. Okay. I'm now gonna ponder what I'm doing with eyes for a minute while I read about megafauna. I think you'd have to train your moose-sized sheep really, really carefully. Like they'd have to stand nicely while you sheared them. No, you're not manhandling your megafauna sheep. No flipping it on its back and shaving its tummy. No, sir. Although, because they're the size of moose, you can just walk under them and shear them standing. Mugafun. Okay. I've committed. I've committed to dots for eyes. I'm not sad about it. I'm pretty okay with my choice. I'm gonna deal with them a little bit, but yeah, I'm cool with dots for eyes. I'm gonna find this tool. That's the tool I'm gonna find, and then I'm gonna do that. So sheep have that thing. I'm gonna give them that little like sheep have a sheep tear duct that I find sort of prominent in the front, and it shapes their eyes, and it kind of makes the shape of their face. So I'm making sure to have that. And yeah, good. I'm not unhappy with it. That's my bar. I'm not unhappy with it. Most yes. Oh, you'd have to have a whole team. You line them up. Mugafana and Miba Afama. Yep, that's right. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this sheep face. I'm moving on to the second sheep. I'm gonna try and make him a little less disgruntled looking. Let's just gonna try and make it so that he's a little bit. I'm just gonna kind of like not smiling exactly, but sort of smiling. Gonna make him a smiling sheep. Hey everybody, welcome to Friday Tea Time. We do a lot of puns in chat. That's one of our endearing qualities. We're really odd, so probably the puns is the gentlest part of our presentation. So look forward to those. Sometimes our puns and wordplay become whole new animals that I then draw. That's a thing that can happen. Your pun could go down in Friday Tea Time history. You could become the person who invents the next Quail-Thulu. And I keep whenever I'm reading. This is what happens, chat. When I'm reading chat, I start to lean away from camera, and then I'm like, oh no, wait, I have to stay on camera. And then if I look, it's like driving and looking in a direction and accidentally veering that way. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you saw me post a lady with fawn boobs, and as I said to my new followers from that, I feel like you know what you're getting into. I don't feel like I need to give you caveats or explanations or warnings. I feel like you knew what you were doing. I don't think you had any illusions about what you were getting into here. I'm not a different person on Twitter. I'm not hiding anything. It's exactly what you're getting. Okay. I've worked hard to make this sheep look happier. Got so just not hilariously happy, but cheerful. I wanted one of the sheep to not look disappointed in me. I'm going to say the thing I always say eventually in stream, one of them, which is dental tools are great sculpting tools. I love my little dental tools. And my dentist will never give me them. Apparently, now, these days, you can often send broken dental tools back and they will replace them. So they don't end up for sale or in like secondhand shops or antique fairs as much as they used to. I was informed by my dental hygienist when I attempted to convince her that I deserved cast-off dental tools. Oh, what? But see, goats. What? I guess they'd have to be figurines. They don't. The wool on sheep means that I can make them into objects pretty easily, without losing the essence of the sheep, because the roundness can just be attributed to floof. This sheep has kind of a Roman nose. Maybe one of that kind of sheep. It escapes me, the name. I bet Doc knows. Yeah, I don't know. Dental schools, maybe. I know that if it's the disposable ones, they will give them to you. But most places don't use those anymore because disposable. It's a whole thing. Just a peek behind the curtain, Chad, at my secret quest to convince dentists to give me old dental tools. Because they make really good. This one is a really nice one. This is also a dental tool, and it's how I put the sucker divots on all of my octopus. What other? I've got one of those ones that, yep, here's another dental tool. Somewhere I've got one of those ones that, there it is, the ones that your teeth always get scraped with by the dental hygienist. Sorry for anyone who's got like real dentist issues. I'll stop now with the dental tools, but they make really good sculpting tools. Possibly because they're meant to be used to sculpt your teeth. Okay. Oh, right, eyes. The windows to the sheep soul. Okay. Commit to placement. Here. Here. And now I have to make sure it's the same on the other side. Okay. That one got a little big. That's fine. So that's a happy wide-eyed little sheep. Yeah, sucker divot tool. It's, you know, one of the best tools. Okay. So I think before I do some wool texture, I think we may just need to, put the sheep heads on bowls. To do that, we're going to turn bowls upside down. Oh, the bowls are softer than I'd like them to be at this stage. But because we're streaming, we're going to do it anyway. And just hope for the best. I'm going to have one of these bowls is slightly larger than the other because of course it is. Because of course it is. But only slightly. So one of these sheep is probably also slightly larger than the other. This sheep is slightly larger. We're going to do it like that. Good. Problem solved. Now, one thing I'm going to do that you're going to yell about, because you always hate it when I do this part, is I'm gonna hollow out some sheep here. Because this is a big, thick chunk of clay. And when I attach it, it's going to be even thicker. And I want it to have a better chance of drying evenly and not coming off not cracking off. So I'm not gonna do a whole lot of hollowing. It doesn't need to be super thin. But I do also want to remove some weight so that it doesn't pull down the side of the bowl too badly. So we're just gonna hollow the sheep neck. Yeah, we don't want the sheep cracking, we don't want its head falling off. We especially don't want it to explode in the kiln, which is one of the things that can happen. If you have a very thick piece that is not fully dry, if there's moisture trapped in the center, that moisture will expand as the kiln heats up and it will explode outwards, shattering your piece and potentially with enough force damaging other people's. And that's not great. That is not what you want. So we're being mindful and hollowing the sheep. I'll just put you there. No one wants an exploding sheep. Yeah, making haggis. Not the ideal outcome. I mean, I'm not dissing haggis. I mean, I guess I could be dissing haggis. I've never had haggis. I don't have a basis to complain. But yeah, I fire with a group kiln because otherwise I'd never fill a kiln and I could not pay the electricity and the hookups needed to put one in my rented property. And when you're firing with a bunch of people, you can't do a whole lot of super weird firing experience. You have to be pretty mindful of the fact that other people have worked hard to put their stuff in there and don't really want to be at risk because you were like, sure, this might fire fine. Let's find out. Exploding Sheep feels like it's an Angry Birds ripoff as a game. So, you know, Angry Birds and Exploding Sheep. All right. Sheep. Good. Now. Let's see. Like that. Like that. Let's do some more trimming so that it matches the contour of the bowl. I want it to fit on there nicely. I keep picking up these little scraps and sticking them to the big lump of clay because I don't want them to dry out, and if I leave them right there, they will definitely dry out. Yeah, don't Google exploding animals. You may actually get exploding animals, and you won't like it. I know I wouldn't. So I'm because we don't need the bottom of the bowl to be flat, because we're going to give it legs. We're going to give it little sheep legs. So I'm just taking the time to round it some while I have it upside down. The cows were no cows were harmed in the making of this story. Okay. Because I want it to be nice and round because it's a fat fuzzy sheep and it's going to be standing on little sheep legs. I say filled with hubris that this will work. Okay. Now. Where did I have the side go the highest? Probably here. More trimming. More trimming. Because I want him to look up more. Just part where I go quiet because I have to make something work and I'm concerned it won't. It's not that I've gone quiet because exploding cows, although that's also a really great reason to be like, I don't know where to take this. Okay. Oh, that's... I feel like I need to trim even more. Where to like here. Yes. More like to there. Trim some more clay. All right, just going for it. Whatever happens now happens. This is just how it is. Where did I leave? There it is. So, scoring and slipping. The reason we score and slip is because a rough surface creates a better attachment for clay particles to grip. And if it's a little bit damp and a little bit scored, then the attachment will be stronger. It will be less likely that the sheep will come off. Because we don't want the sheep to come off. We want it to attach firmly and forever. And that's what this little rake tool is for. Clay tutorial for the day. Yay! Pottery classes. Yeah, it's a medium with a lot of very specific rules. Rules, but you know, very specific processes that you kind of have to follow or it doesn't really work. But as you kind of learn it, it can be really fun. And I like the permanence of it a bit more than other sculpting media. There's a lot of steps involved in casting, like sculpting something in plasticine and casting and that kind of thing, or sculpting something and casting it in resin. And being able to sculpt something and fire it and have it turn into something vitrified and permanent is really neat. It's not sheep. This is an important sheep surgery. We're making sure that the sheep's head is properly reattached. I mean, you know, get that wrong and oh man. You're just really not wanting to stick on this side, huh? Why is that, sheep? Why are you being like that? So now, as we're doing this, we have another issue to deal with, which is the fact that this bull is not leather hard. It's not even kind of close to stiff, which means that this weight of the head is going to cause issues. It's going to pull this bull apart. So we're going to need to prop this sheep up. Let's get a trusty roll of paper and prop the sheep up while we move on to sheep number 2. There we go. You may remember it from many moons ago when I made a sheep corn and gravy boat. You gotta prop up the pieces. Yeah, this is actually just a drafting table that I don't use for drawing anymore, basically. But yeah, like firing clay turns it from a soft, malleable clay to essentially stone, which is really neat, and it creates a feeling of sort of permanence to a piece that I think is really interesting. Just to wander off on, like, I make art tangent. If I'm allowed another tangent, I don't really believe in talent. I think that some people have skills that make them predisposed towards being good at sculpting or drawing or that kind of thing, but it's work that makes it happen. Just like anything else. It's studying and practicing and doing it over and over and over again and learning things about it. And I sort of feel like when people say, I wish I was as talented as you, it sort of makes me go like, well, I mean, I wish you'd appreciate how hard I worked for this. You know. Well, and have I driven you to practice? But yeah, I mean, and it's fine to not want to learn to do a thing. It's fine to be like, I don't want to put the time and effort into doing that. It's not worth it to me. That's fine. I don't want to learn to fix my car. I'd rather pay someone to do that. But I appreciate the effort they've put in to do that. I also sort of hate when people are like, oh, well, I could learn to do that. I'm like, yeah, you could. Spend 20 years practicing, and then you could learn to do that. So yeah, I think that anyone can learn to be talented at, good at pottery, good at drawing, good at art in general. But I also think that like anything else, don't expect to be a professional without putting in the time it would take to become a professional at anything else. Kind of a double-edged sword. Okay, let's trim sheep number 2. Get him ready to go on a bowl. But yeah, I think actually the biggest barrier for something like ceramics is just that you can't do it at home. I'm doing it at home, but I'm taking this later to a group studio to be fired in a group kiln. So it's not, you too can sculpt pottery at home on your kitchen table, but you have to find somewhere to fire it. You'll have to find a place with a kiln, and that's a barrier for entry for a lot of people, and that's unfortunate because I think a lot of people could enjoy it more if they had a community center with a kiln or just affordable community space. I mean, you don't really need a potter. I mean, you need a potter's wheel to throw pottery, but I've just made 2 bowls with sheep, and I don't have a wheel at home. So a wheel you need for thrown pottery for sure, but it's not 100% necessary just to be able to make stuff. Pinch pots, coil and scrape pots, slab work like the teapot I did the other Saturday. When I was like, we're going to finish a teapot because that's a thing I need to do. Casual Saturday stream. That kind of thing you can do at home with fairly minimal tools. I mean, I've got a lot of tools for sculpting because I already sculpted, but like a rolling pin and a stick, and you're good. A nice smooth rock is also helpful. I don't know why I'm trying to sell. I'm selling pottery. I'm like, everyone should learn to make pottery, chat. Become potters. Join me. I don't know why I'm proselytizing pottery. But if you can find a community center with a group kiln, you too can make pottery. Slab mugs in particular are pretty easy and a good place to start, especially if you have a set of cookie cutters, because you can use cookie cutters to cut your perfect circle bottom. Okay, I'll put you here. Yeah. I feel like the neck is too long. I feel like it needs to be maybe a little bit shorter, a little bit trimmed, just a little bit. Sorry, I'm quiet because I'm reading chat, because now I care. I'm like, now I'm really interested. I'm like, yes, everyone tell me about your crafts. Tell me about the things you want to make. Oh yeah, you can also dig a hole in your yard and pit fire, but that's a whole other skill set right there. And it's easier to make things explode. But well, I say that you can. I can't. I have a deck and no yard, and I'm pretty sure that the city would be really unhappy if I dug a hole and set a fire in it. Ah, bribing your grad school committee. Good work. It's an important thing to do. Okay. Ooh, forging. Nice. Oh, I see. It's not a bribe. It's not a bribe. It's a thank you for passing. Oh, this bowl is so damp and so soft, and I'm so concerned for it. Yeah, that feels okay. I'm okay with that. I'm accepting. I'm accepting this. I'm accepting this sheep as it is. I'm okay with this sheep shape. Sheep shape. Oh no, it's a Spanish cow pun. I love it. Okay. Sheep. And then place that sheep. Where did I decide was the tallest side of this? Did I decide? I felt like I had a plan. Oh well. New plan. New plan is over here. Old plan wasn't clear enough. Ah yes, pottery. Throwing pottery also has a physical demand to it that can be really problematic. It's not great for arthritis and joints. It takes a fair amount of wrist and shoulder and arm strength, especially to throw large. Also, wedging clay, if you want to use clay that doesn't come pre-wedged, is a solid upper body workout. Sheep. Attach that sheep. I feel like I'm way too close to the camera in my effort to not let this bull sag. There we go. Oh, it's so limp. I mean, yeah, you should definitely throw megafauna as fancy illuminated capitals. I am 100% behind this plan. Sounds perfect. I have no objections at all. I'm here for megafauna illumination. Okay. Oof. Sheep bull. You're so soft and squishy, and I'm so concerned. I'm gonna have to add some clay, I think, around the sheep neck in the future. But for now, for now. I feel like maybe you actually are looking down too far. Little sheep, I feel like your legs are going to be a problem. I have regrets and concerns, and I'm going to address them in a drastic fashion. Just making strong, poor choices. Correcting them with violence. Yep. Just callously cut a wedge out of a sheep neck here. Because I want to... Yep. Okay. I'm not sure this helped. It's possible that I just made it worse. Maybe not. Maybe so. It's probably fine. I'm deciding to just accept what I've done and hope for the best. We'll see. Here's the thing. Remember what I said at the beginning. The legs are the problem of the legs are the challenge of the entire situation. The legs are the bit that I am concerned about. Oh, now I have to fix the damage I did. There we go. I'll add. Oh, no, friends. I'm afraid that we just have to rip this off and move it up. I know, it's not ideal. It's not what any of us wanted. But here we are. This is what it's come to. See, battery-powered toy. My cat has always been afraid of battery-powered toys, or anything that, like, toys that make a noise, things that move on their own. He finds extremely disconcerting. He's not a fan. He's cool with things that you move because he figures that he knows how that works. It's clear. But as soon as it's moving on its own, it's unacceptable terror. It's not ideal. My first cat just didn't like things that made noise. I got one of those talking Ratatouille stuffed characters from the Disney or Pixar movie, and she tried to murder it, like to the point where I had to hide it. She hated that thing. Like angry murder. Like she'd sneak up to it on a table and just like smack it until it fell and died. Just like hit it aggressively. She was very, very concerned about it. Current cat is a coward. He just hides from things. He's recovered from the plumber, but just barely. Okay. Sorry, chat. We've lost some time here because I made bad choices. I'm now attempting to fix my mistakes because I want sheep to be up higher. Ugh. This is so soft now. Such a problem. Well, first sheep went so well, I got too sure of myself, apparently. I got cocky. What we need is a Sure. And then what will we put on top of it? Where's my pile of newspaper? There's my pile of newspaper. Nope, no newspaper, just a metal cup. Just for the moment, just a metal cup. Okay. Cool. What could possibly go wrong? Now that I've got this metal cup to save me, what could possibly go wrong? So we have 2 fat sheep. I'm gonna have to... We've got 2 sheep and a dilemma. And the dilemma is that I want to put legs on them. I mean, I have an hour of streaming to go. But these bulls are not going to hold up to it. First sheep might. We'll start with first sheep. Second sheep just, there's problems. There's problems that need addressing. I'm just gonna... slide it out of the way. On its metal cup. Okay. Cool. So, this is... you know what happened? I made this much thinner over the course of attempting to like make it taller and attach the, now this is the bigger sheep. And this sheep is still sturdy because I left the bowl pretty thick. So he's not having the same problems. I may have to make a whole new bowl. We may just abandon that second sheep and start over at some point. But not today. Because today we want to make at least some legs. So I have a plan. My plan is to take some clay and essentially build a platform about the height that I want it off the table, which is, let's do a, so about not quite an inch, about 3/4 of an inch. And that stand, which I'm going to attempt to make pretty flat by using this lid. And let's see, how we doing? I have a ruler to the side here. I have a secret ruler. Okay, that's pretty good. So the reason I'm using clay to make a stand in my plan is because it will shrink at the same rate that the bowl will shrink as it dries. And I want that to happen because I want the legs to be sitting on the floor and I want them to kind of not warp as they dry. I want them to remain underneath the sheep. On the floor. So, how is that? It feels like it might be a little bit tall. Let's make it a little bit shorter. Yeah, that feels pretty good. Okay. Let's find a thing to support his... Oh no, I bumped the camera. Sorry, camera. You're not usually there. Find a thing to support little sheep head. Oh, that's too tall. Too much support. Okay. Cool. And now that we've got a bowl on a stand, we can give him little legs. I'm gonna attempt to turn this so that you can see the legs on the second camera. There we go. So, sheep legs are gonna be coils rolled out and sliced to be equal leg length. And probably with the barest minimum of actual detail work done until everything is just a little bit more set. Ah yes, I remember now that I don't like rolling this clay because it starts to crack right away. I'll just get it damp. pull it out a little bit. There we go. And they need to stay, like they can't be super fiddly thin because he's got to stand on them. But I don't want them to be like really thick because I want them to look like sheep legs. So I'm gonna be sort of trying to find the middle ground here. Okay. Time to wobble the table. Running out of space. So if I knock second camera, you'll know what happened. Let's see. A little bit thinner. A bit thinner. Oh, lambs are adorable. Little spindly babies. All legs and head. Okay. This is going to be our starting point. Pretty thick. But we want it to support the sheep. For height, we're going to go with that. Let's get our ruler. Because we want them to all be the same size. So 2 1/8. And 2 1/8. 2 1/8. And one more. Stuff is in the way. 2 1/8. So now that we have some sheep legs, I'm gonna decide which ones. These are gonna be the rear legs, these are gonna be the front legs. Front legs are gonna angle back a little bit. So I'm gonna shape them some. To match each other. Because these have to be stands. These have to support our bowl, which means they need to be. So now back legs have hocks. And we want that to be visible. So we're gonna shape them so that they've got a hawk there. Just so that that's a visible feature. Not super prominent, just visible. Because again, they need to match and hold up. Hold up a bowl, a sheep-shaped bowl. And like I said, we may just make a new pinch pot for poor second sheep. Oh, this is starting to crack a little bit with the weight of the head, and it makes me sad. It makes me so sad that I'm gonna fix it while I'm looking at it. I'm just gonna add some clay to this thin bit here. Just bolster that bit of bowl where I thinned it out to attach the head. Now, while I'm looking at it, just there. Feels safer. This clay is called Navajo Wheel with Grog. I'm pretty sure it's made by Laguna. I think it says, nope, that's just a warning that in California there's chemicals and everything that will kill me. But yeah, it's a red clay, a nice dark red. It fires towards almost purple, especially when it's in proximity to certain glazes, which I really enjoy. This particular clay, although I'm complaining about its habit of cracking because of the grog also helps it dry more uniform and helps things fire more uniform. So I was really pleased with how well the axolotls went. I was worried that some of their smaller, fiddlier bits might come off, but they didn't. So, and I think you weren't here when I was saying how I'm looking forward to having this darker clay for the sheep, because I think I'm going to leave the legs and the faces raw clay, maybe with a little bit of like an oxide or something to darken the nose, and then I can pick a color for just the wool ball. And I think that that'll be a nice visual. Okay. Sheep feet, because I want to do this before we attach them. Just gonna, sheep have two toes, right? Yeah, sheep have the two-toed hooves. Oh no. Be safe. Be safe in the storm. The light here is probably slowly changing because the sun is slowly going down. It's the time of year when the stream starts when it's sunny and ends when it's dark. Okay. Just starting the toes while I'm unattached, because I don't really want to do work on I don't want to lift it up and fiddle with the feet from the bottom once they're attached. So I just want to start the detail process now. Oh, that's right. You're in Australia, aren't you? They might be scientists. That's brutal right now. I agree. I hope that you get some rain and it helps with the fires. We here in California feel your pain. Welcome to fire season. Okay, now we have sheep feet that I've just stood up, trying to make sure they match. There we go. 4 sheep feet. Now, the question is, how in the world am I going to put them on this bowl? Oh, you're a front foot. No. So we want them to kind of come towards, I'm just going to be in the camera now as I try and figure this out. I look like my cartoon. I swear. Okay. feet. Oh, I'm glad that you are safe, and I am sorry for your national parks. It is a very bad fire season. Just gonna sit here on the floor and fiddle. Okay. Angle. Angle. Sheep feet. I'm gonna do the front feet in a second. I'm gonna have to turn it around. Gonna have to do this in stages. Because it's a little bit complicated. Okay. That's where you're going to attach. There's your little hock. Same on this side. Wool attachment, hock. It's a little bit far apart. Well, bring it up under more. Yes. I'm gonna have to make the stand taller, but that's fine for now. For now, it'll do. Okay. Oh, picking up the sheep. Yep, okay. Stand, you need to be a little bit taller. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Front feet time. Oh no. A little bit wobbly. Are we trying and make the sheep work? Okay. Front feet. I want those to be angled back. Yes. Hey, second camera is actually really useful. I can't see that angle from where I'm sitting. Good, good, good. Okay. Snip. I know, I'm not scoring like I should be, but I can't help it. It's all a little bit damp, and it's a weird angle. And I'm just hoping for the best. I think it'll be fine. Yeah. Good. I approve. They're a little bit thick. I think I want to fiddle with them some, but oh, you know what? This will be the one. I'll score this one just for fun. I think I'll probably fiddle with them some and thin them some. As it gets a little bit stiffer. I'm a little bit less concerned with structural integrity and collapse. But for now, I want to kind of get angled back. And angled back. Good. Chin. I was all like, he should be looking up more, and now he's not. Now he's starting to droop. It's okay. Okay. Yep. Some more support. Okay. Well. Now we have feet. I'm just gonna add some add some height here to sheep, and then add some clay. Just in general all around here. Just gonna add wool nubbins, reinforced sheep. I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna just go with this kind of rough. I might just go with this kind of rough texture. Like, let's see, you can see it maybe in second camera where I kind of just smudge on bits and let them stay a little bit rough and have that be wool. Feels a little bit nicer than doing something like awfully cartoony, you know? Like actually drawing on squirrel or something. Yeah, I like it better. I'm gonna just do this all over now. That's what we're doing. We're creating texture wool now. That's the rest of the stream. Is wool texture. Let's see. Let's go kind of up to his cheeks here. Yeah, wool texture. I like it. I realized that it's completely off camera on the first camera. Cool. Let's, against my better judgment, I'm picking up the whole sheep. This could have been a mistake, but, oh, got some white clay on your chin there, buddy, to cover that thing with something. But so what I'm doing at the moment is adding wool texture like that, because I kind of like it. Here's his belly and his feet. He is fat because he is a bull. I'm gonna actually now that I've got him upside down, I am gonna do some scoring actually and slipping here. Yeah, make sure that everything's nicely well attached. That one seems pretty good. Okay. So, fat feet. Fat, squishy sheep. Very round, for he is a bull. We're gonna add just bulk here, kind of bring out, but yeah, so that's that kind of texture is what I'm thinking for the wool. To go around giving him kind of a nice chunky wool texture. We'll do it on this side as well. So he'll just have sort of, you know, just bits of chunky wool to give him sheep texture. And let's just make sure his legs are well attached. Now that I've cavalierly gone around just pretending that everything is fine. Actually, I'm gonna do it properly. So yeah, like I said, his legs are a little bit fat. I'll probably trim sort of the base a little bit once he's leather hard, but I don't want to do much trimming at the moment because I want him to be able to support himself. I don't want the legs to work too much. I don't want him to become a weird wobbly bowl. Now I'm gonna protect his little chin with paper here. Oh, what angle did I have this at? Did I have it up? Yeah, like that. Good. Take the pressure off his feet. Okay. Okay, so so now he's kind of in the middle of everything that I'm doing, and I really need him to be somewhere else. So I'm gonna very gently move him back there for a second so you can see all of him. How are you coming along? Are you still a hot mess? Are you not as hot a mess as could be? I tell you what I'm gonna do. It's gonna make it worse again. And I'm doing it anyway. I'm a hot mess. It's a hot mess. No, he's still okay. I'm doing it. It's a mistake. It's a mistake like everything else, but I've committed. Yeah, okay, that's what's happening. I'm attempting to solve one rash action with another. It's a terrible idea. But here we are. It's 5:30. We have half an hour. The only other thing we can do is add tails. So let's try and salvage this sheep. Okay, but now we have to. I mean that kind of worked, frankly. I mean it's not great. It's not great, but it's not awful. It's not the end of the world, which it could have been. It had potential. Yeah, it was just a little bit of plastic surgery. Just a little bit of a. It's a little bit of a lift. Based on sheep anatomy, I guess the most likely thing would be a chest reduction. There, I don't know. It's questionable, but you know. So we've attempted to solve our problem, and we have to an extent done so. We have other issues that are going to require some attention here on this sheep bowl, but it is more like, just put that back. It is more like, oh dear. It's more like it's meant to be now. But I'm still not prepared to put legs on it, unfortunately. Although I have fixed its general shape. I think it's still got to, some work needs to be done still. I don't know how the audio is for you guys, but my heat has come on and my cat is shouting at me. So if you hear background noise, it's what happens when the sun goes down. My cat gets upset because there's no more sun and he's solar powered. So now we've reached a problem. And that problem is, what do we do for the last 30 minutes? Because I can't put legs on this other sheep bowl. I'm sort of stuck. We've reached the point. Oh, good. Good. My audio is my very excellent lavalier mic is pretty good at filtering out background audio because it's right next to my face. So that's why I stopped using the big Yeti mic, because I end up with too much environment noise. So what are we gonna do now? Because I'm at a sheep impasse. I mean, we've gone pretty far. We've got 2 sheep bowls, but now we kind of need to let them rest. He's stopped now. He's wandered away. He's mad because he wants dinner. Are we gonna is that what we just do? We just make quail when the stream lulls. We just start to make quail. There's always quail. I did offer skinks. Beetles are complicated. Beetles require a lot of planning. I have some sketches for beetles. It's a whole thing. So let's see. A vote for quail, 2 votes for skink, 3 votes for skink, 4 votes for. Okay. Everyone wants a skink. Okay. Cool. I think I have a skink photo laying around here somewhere. I do. You guys, have a blue-tailed skink just printed out here on my desk conveniently. So, perfect. Time for skinks. Oh, and look at this. I've got this bit of clay that I pulled off when I started making sheep legs. I'll just use that for the start of this skink. Get it a little bit wet for a minute here. Smooth out all of its bits. Okay. Let's do a skink. Oh man, the people who voted for skink and were mad about sheeps and didn't tune in are going to be so disappointed that they missed it. Paper towel. No, it's not. It's a napkin. Why do I have a napkin? No one knows. It's next to some silverware. So I guess that's why I have a napkin there. Okay, skink. Skinks have kind of not a whole lot of neck, but a little bit of one. Yeah, you never know what I'm going to end up actually doing. I will always do the thing that was selected, but I'm under no obligation to do it in the way that was anticipated. And often I will, especially with stuff that involves complicated things like adding legs, making a bowl shape and then adding to it. Things that, because of the way clay is, sometimes you need to build something halfway and then just wait. And that's not great for stream. So often I will get to a point with these things and then be like, okay, so that's all that we can do today. We have to wait for that to become self-supporting. And then I'll just do something else. Often it's a quail. That is how the quail with the top hat happened. I basically finished what I was prepared to do for the axolotl. I did everything that I felt like was worth doing then. Yeah, okay, they've got that sort of snake thing going on where they've got like that pinched area in the flat face. Yeah, skink face, good. And skink tail. Oh no, tail. Tail is getting fragile. It's gonna break. Much like a real skink. I frightened it. I don't want it to lose its tail. All right, we're gonna pull the rest of the tail rather than rolling. Like handle pulling. Hopefully that will be gentler and keep us from breaking. That is one of the, again, I'm gonna complain about this clay that I'm like, oh, I love it so much, but the amount of grog in it means that it has a tendency to become brittle when you're rolling it and it's not really damp. Because there's less of the sticky clay to hold it together. Okay, I'm gonna see what I can manage here. There we go. Just the end of the tail. Okay. Where did I make the top? What's the top and what's the bottom? This is the top. Good. So skink face. It's a lot like sort of a longer, flatter snake face. We've got nose. And then there's sort of throat going on there. It's still sort of there. Okay. Skink body. Let's thin the neck out just a little bit. Cool. So, skink. I'll just wrap that tail around. Your little head should be up off the ground. Just a little up off the ground. Do I have a thing? This thing will do. Sheep. Moving some sheep out of the way. Okay, let's rearrange. Let's move some tools, move some sheep. Okay. Move that sheep there. Good. The camera space is clear. We will skink in the middle of the picture, which is a better place for it, frankly. Okay. Before we do legs, let's do some face, because I feel like we're not going to want to pick it up again once we do legs. So, like an eye there. Is that where? That feels like that's wrong. That feels incorrect. There. That feels slightly more correct. Yeah, that seems more right. Good. And the little skink noses go like here. Yeah. Like that. And then mouth goes around. Got a little bit of a snake vibe going on still. Do skink have the little divot? I guess they do. The little reptile face divot. Skink? Skink. I don't know. It still feels like a snake. Maybe I'll figure out skink mouths later. Maybe I'll figure out why I feel like that's wrong. Just for now. Erase the skink face. And try and figure it out later. Because I did not plan skink stream. It's impromptu skink stream. So I did not do much research. But okay. That feels pretty good. From overhead anyway. And that's the thing I'm focusing on right now. I want him to be curved, I think. Curved skink. Yeah, surprise skink stream. Oh, sad cat. Yeah? Sorry, cat meowing in the background at me. And that's what I say to him when he cries. It's my secret interaction with my cat. Okay. Skink body, skink little face. Okay, little skink legs. Little skink legs are going to be crazy. Crazy small. I may have tiny toes. So I'm just gonna roll some little skink legs. Oh, camera, can I make you see the skink? There we go. Skink. Oh, cat. Don't worry, cat. It is only 18 more minutes. He's sad. He's sad because a plumber came and that was scary, and my roommate's out of town and that's unacceptable. Change is bad. Nobody loves him. And his food bowl is empty. It's just generally not his day. He's not happy about anything. See, what he's going to do is he's going to cry like he's starving to death. And then I will fill his food bowl, and then he will eat approximately a tablespoon of cat food. And then he will leave, having accomplished his goal, which was to make me feel guilty. Yep. Okay. So these are back legs. let's do, is it thick again over here? Yeah, let's have it be back legs, skink back legs, and then skink front legs. Skink front legs. Good. Skink legs based on skink photo evidence. So yeah, he's sad, but he's like performatively sad is my cat. He's not genuinely sad. He's not genuinely starving. He's concerned that this is his only chance. That if he doesn't say something now, food will never come. Skinks have kind of long bendy bodies. So let's see. There. Skink legs. Yeah, it's performative sadness. He's like, no, but everything is awful. And I'm like, it's not though. It's fine. You're mad because the sun went down. Like, I can't help you. You were fine sleeping in your cat bed this whole time. But now it's dark, which means it's sad. Sometimes he's like this all day when it rains. Because rain is worse. Because my cat is solar powered. If he can't gain energy from the sun, where is he supposed to sleep? Oh, performative sad sheep. Oh, sad sheep. I feel like I've made these legs slightly too big. I feel like I want to make them smaller. Oh dear. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I keep arranging the tail knowing that I'm going to pick it up and ruin it. Like, I don't know what I'm thinking when I'm like, yeah, I'll just arrange this tail nicely every time I've put it down. I guess I'm just planning for the future. Okay. Make sure our legs are, oh, that's not the bowl, that's the sheep. Well, it is a bowl, but it's not the bowl full of water, which means dipping my tool into it will not help. At least it's a good bowl. At least it looks like a bowl. It looks enough like a bowl to confuse me. Okay. Legs. I'm just attaching the legs. Talking over my cat. If you're not careful, Jack, I'm gonna pick you up and put you in the stream. That's not true. I'm definitely not gonna do that. There's no way that would end well. I'm lying. Promising things I can't deliver. That would go so poorly for everyone. Pottery, Jack, me, you. No one would have any fun. Okay. Skink. Yeah, that's the main takeaway there is that there would be some cheap trauma. Possibly also some camera trauma. Okay. Skink. I want his little head to be off the table. There we go. Cool. And now for real, adjust the tail. Just proper. Excellent. Let's see. These also feel too long, but I'm not sure what I can do about it at this point. I think I may have to deal with the choices I've made. I think I may just have to accept that it is what it is. Accept the skink as he is. Although I do need to make sure that he's stable and well attached. There we go. Good, good. Don't think we'll do toes yet. I think I might. Well, no, you know what? We will do toes because once it gets drier, it's going to be hard to separate the toes. So, heaven help us. Toes. Gonna clean off the stabby implement. My personal favorite pottery tool, the X-Acto knife. I know other people use needle tools. They use these things to cut clay, and I don't like it. I don't. Jack. I know. I'm doing a thing on the internet. I'm doing a thing on the internet, Jack. You have to wait for 10 more minutes. Okay, they have like a little toe, and then their toes get longer as they go around. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just yeah, he's screaming at me. So my roommate is out of town, and he usually spends much of his time on her lap. So he's also just generally mad that I'm not sitting in a chair being his heated cat bed. I'm not fulfilling my duties as a cat parent. And he has some concerns he needs me to know about. So let's just make sure the toes go all the way in there. There we go. Toes, skink toes. Yeah, skink toes. Okay. Let's rearrange this foot so that we can have skink toes again. There's a little toe, and then another smaller toe. And then, what is it, 3 in the middle? 1, 2, and 3. Now, careful trimming. Careful skink toe trimming. There we go. Oh. It's getting fiddly. Getting small. But I just want them to come to tiny points. Okay. That's very likely the best that we're going to manage there. Let's separate them with this tool here. The tool that I didn't want to use to cut them. There we go. Feet. Skink feet. Skink feet. Okay, front feet. Front feet are at an awkward angle, but it's kind of too late. Okay, front feet also they're kind of the same. Sorry, second camera. There's nothing I can do to help you. You have one. And then, oh, I see the problem. It kind of needs to be the middle toes or the bigger toes is the thing. Ah, well. We'll make it work. Apparently my cat tantrum is over. I was just sitting looking mad. So you all know what I'm going to do when this stream ends. Apparently. I'm going to feed my cat. Okay. Skink toes. Nearly done. Nearly done with skink toes. Just one more foot to go. Oh dear. This toe is just going to get small. That's what's happened. Okay. Oh dear, I think I am going to have to move the skink. I don't think I can. I think this angle is just too awkward. It's fine. See how fine it is? Totally fine. Totally fine. Just gonna pat down those toes there. How did that happen? Tidy that up. Okay. Last toes. No, my cat did not die of starvation. He jumped onto the office chair directly behind me and is now staring at me in an accusatory fashion. Is what he's chosen to do. In the hopes that it will be more effective than his previous campaign. You know, if one thing doesn't work, try something else. Okay. Almost done with the delicate fiddly skink toes. So close. Just gotta not rush the last of the skink toes. Because that would be, there we go. Okay. Skink. Just gonna, there we go. Tidy him up a little bit, arrange him. And, surprise, just camera move. Nope, the laptop's in the way. Camera will not move. Oh, skink has happened. Camera can sort of move. I can make this happen. There we go. Skink is done. I can't lift him up for you now. I should have done him on some sort of plate, but I don't think I have a plate handy. So I think mugs are on my plates. So we have a skink. We've done a skink. We've done a skink. We've got a problematic sheep and a much less problematic sheep that I will just delicately lift for you. In closing, got this very nice sheep here. And I'll put up pictures and also progress later as I finish up the sheep, because they need some work. Probably just drape some plastic over them and then poke at them a little bit later after dinner when they're just a little bit firmer. I can put some legs on this one. And yeah, I hope you had fun with Sheep Bowl stream today. I stream every Friday from 3 to 6. Sometimes I stream on Saturday. I might stream tomorrow if I'm feeling excited about finishing sheep. Or if I'm feeling annoyed about it and worried that it's not going to work, I won't. Because I don't want you to have to see that. But we are going to wrap up at 6 p.m. It's time for me to feed my very sad cat. And I'll put up some pictures, tell you how it goes. Final reminder, I have a Patreon. You can join it. You can get stuff for joining it, or you can not get stuff for joining it. I post high-resolution images on there. I post, I will be doing blogs. I'll probably be recording some slab teapot work and putting them up just for patrons. So if you are inclined and have some money to spare, please stop by and join my Patreon. And I will see you guys next Friday. Bye!